Hey guys, and welcome back to Game 2 of this best of 5 between the green Protoss in the top right. Sorry, I didn't realise what I was going to say then. Here's Monchi, XMG's Monchi, and in the bottom left is our red Zerg. We have LiquidTLO. Woo! The wild goes crazy. The wild goes crazy. What I meant is the crowd goes wild. Either way, in the bottom left, we do have LiquidTLO. In the first game, we saw a pretty standard sort of opening from both players. We saw the Forge Fast expand from Monchi with some Starcraft. I really can't talk, you know. I've been talking at work all day long, and I come home, I'm like, let's do it. I'm going to cast some Starcraft, and I just say things like great. And stuff like that. So yeah, that's not going so well. So this is Cloud Kingdom here for our second game. We do see another Forge Fast expand coming up as our opening here for Monchi. Looks to be another sort of standard opening for both players. TLO just going up and droning, doing his droning thing, which is awesome. Monchi coming in and scouting him. Cloud Kingdom. A lot of people have been complaining about this. I say a lot of people that I play with and stuff like that have been complaining about this. To them, this is becoming... Ooh, spawn and pull first. To them, this is becoming sort of a stagnant map for them. I still really like this map personally. I think it's just because it's one of the older maps out there at the moment. And the probe actually getting taken out here, Monchi's probe. I'm a little bit sloppy there by him, and now he won't be able to scout if TLO takes gas or anything like that. So if TLO was going to be cheeky and do any... really fast aggression, he could end up taking this pretty soon. Of course, he's going to sit here and he's going to take his expansion off pretty soon, because that's all but standard. The Zerg can be doing that. It's all fun and games for them. Obviously, you want to be taking that expansion, unless you're doing something really funky. Which, you know, if you want to be funky, that's fine. You go ahead and you be funky. You do your thing. But TLO is going to be doing his thing and crushing faces, like he did in the first game. So yeah, that's all I got to say about that. Do you see? Do you need actually a pylon to wall off here? That might be strange here. Just going for the 2-building wall off. I guess you do. I guess I'm just talking smack right now, and you actually need that right there. I don't think you did though. Okay, well either way, the wall off now coming up. Cannon going down. Gate before cannon. He knows he's safe, but does he? Because his probe got taken out, and here comes some Zerglings, and the probe spots them. Nice timing there, and instant reactions pulling off that probe. Sick plays here by Monchi. Of course, I'm hyping this up a little more than it needs to be. It's not exactly complete sick plays, but he does get the pylon down, and he's got the full wall off behind this pylon. As the cannon now comes up, TLO, I would imagine, will pick this pylon off, and then fall back whilst losing only one Zergling, which is around 25 minerals, and half a larvae. So that's really nice there from TLO, taking off that pylon and forcing Monchi to have this weird funky wall off. Maybe TLO will try and take advantage of that later. Again guys, if you haven't seen any of my casts yet, and this is your first one, I do cast without the production thingy up here, just because I like a bit of surprise to see what, we're in a battle, then oh my god, these mutalisks come out of everywhere, or oh my god, the Zerg's winning, or the Protoss is winning. Then he runs into a load of siege tanks. He's like, oh my god, facepalm, Protoss or Zerg. But yeah, I just like that bit of surprise. It reminds me of when I used to watch Korean Brood Warcasts, because I had no idea what they were saying. Literally just had to look at the screen. It gives me a bit of that vibe, which is awesome, and I love it. So we do see now the gases going down here from Monchi, doing his thing. He's actually going to have 4 gases this early with no extra buildings. Has he got something planned here? He might well have. Oh, we do see some roaches now coming up here from our Zerg player, and I'm lagging a little bit, so hopefully this goes away, and hopefully you don't see it, but we do see some Zerg roaches coming in here now, trying to put the pressure on. The cannon doing some decent damage to one of these roaches. He's going to micro it back. He doesn't actually. The cannon takes out a roach. However, it looks like the cannon is going to be focusing down. Once you're trying to pull up his wall off here with cannons, however, can these get in? There is a sentry there who can force field this. A fantastic force field there by Monchi. Going to buy him a bit more time. Actually, one of the roaches and the Zergling actually just squeeze on through. But I don't think there's enough units here for TLO to actually finish that up, taking out the sentry. Obviously, a very good thing here. He's going to go ahead and actually take out another cannon, and it looks like there's actually a wave in here for our Zerg player TLO. The Mothership Core does come out just in time, trying to block with the probes, but a lot of probes going down. This could be painful here for Monchi. He's spent a lot of minerals on this wall, and losing a lot of probes. However, TLO does only get 4 roaches in here, 2 of them really low on health. The Mothership Core there, focusing down the weakened ones. Obviously, great micro there by Monchi. I say great micro. Standard micro, but it's good that he's doing it. So yeah, these roaches now pretty much just stuck in here for scouting, and that's pretty much all they'll be able to do, as there is a full wall up here and a couple of cannons. So that's that aggression pretty much held now, as they're just running around doing circle around the Nexus, while the Mothership Core has some target practice, and one Stalker now actually out. Is he actually going to lose? No, he's actually going to focus on the probes. Will he get one? That was nice, picking off an extra probe when he could. That was pretty nice. I agree with that, TLO. Now you may be thinking, oh my god, TLO's going to be so far ahead now, this game's going to be one-sided. Well, no, let's hold up there a second. He used a lot of early resources doing that, a lot of early larvae that could have been spent on drones. That's what you have to remember, is you go for the early aggression, you sacrifice a bit of late game potential there, so you've got to be getting that damage done. We do see now the layer coming up here, and obviously the roach one, because he's been attacking with roaches. But we don't see this as saturated as we would normally see. We don't see a third base yet. So although yes, he done damage, and it was good damage, he disrupted himself, got Monchi to build a lot more buildings here. He's not as far as as you would think. 14 and 6, say he is ahead, but the game is far from over. Monchi obviously a very good Protoss player. We'll have to see what he can pull out here to come back. It should be pretty interesting. You see the Mothership Core coming in here. We want to make sure he doesn't get taken out by this Queen. He's actually taking some proper hull damage here. And the Queen is faster on creep, and he recalls him back. That was a weird use there, I was going to say. However, it does allow him a good scout off into what's in here. He knows the layers up. And actually, I believe that was the Spire that got cancelled, which got scouted. And he's going to go for a Nidus network instead. Oh my goodness. Overseer coming in here, just going to get a free scout off of the entire base. He's going to see, oh yeah, you've got a robotics in here, eh? Hey, you've got a robotics in here. And it survives. Oh my god, your Overseer even there. So lucky. Do you see the third now coming down here from TLO? And a bit of damage going down here. Something got destroyed then. I wasn't sure what it was. Sorry about that, guys. I believe it was just something that was scouting, so that's all fine and dandy. The Observer does come in here and he does see the Nidus network. Now that is huge. He knows there's going to be some Nidus play coming up here. You see a lot of Observers coming in to scout the third base, making sure there's no third base. He's happy about that. And do we see the Observer going to go down? The Observer does go down, but he's seen what he needs to see. He knows the Nidus network. And in the front here, actually, the Sentry's going to get caught. And how many sentries will he lose? He will need these sentries to hold off the Nidus play. And he does get another sentry down. And that is some nice pickoffs there by TLO. We do see now the Nidus network coming in. The Immortal comes out, though, for Monchi. And that's going to thwart a lot of the damage coming out from this Nidus network. So I would imagine there's going to be a boat ton of roaches. The Swarm Hose, where did they come from? The Swarm Hose coming in here. I didn't actually see the tech for those. I think you need the Infestation Pit. Could I be wrong? Did I miss that? Maybe you don't need the Infestation Pit. Either way, I probably either missed it or you don't need it. I thought you did, but now we're going to have some huge amounts of pressure coming on to Monchi here, and he's going to need to rebuild those Observers to deal with that. And I see, was he have an Observer out? I don't think he does. He does have a Queen that could potentially pick it off if he does. But in the meantime, he's just going to have to bear the damage from Spine Cores, and Creep Tumor is coming out here now from TLO. This is one heck of a push here by TLO. He does have his third up, however nothing's mining there. So again, if he doesn't get enough damage done with this, he's going to be in a tough spot. But TLO here, putting out some tricks from the playbook, getting those Swarm Hose, putting on some pressure. He's already killed one gateway. The Forge is going to go down now. And this is actually a nice play here by Monchi. He's waiting. He's going to make sure that he gets out the forces he needs to kill this. A lot of Protoss players will be like, oh my god, they're burrowed. Quick, attack, get rid of them. You don't need to. You need to calm down, pull back, make sure you've got the forces that can kill it. Otherwise, you're just going to lose them and you'll die. Now, pushing against here, he needs to make sure he can actually take these out. The Observer's somewhere near the army. There it is. And the Queen trying to take out the Observer, whereas he can't. The Observer has been saved, and it looks like the Protoss force may be able to push through this. more swarm hosts though coming through the Nidus network, and the spine crawler going down. He's having to unburrow and back out of there, reburrowing near his other swarm host. Monchi's still going forward, however, he's losing a lot of units now to the swarm host. They do a tremendous amount of damage considering they're free units. So Monchi now just pull him back to his cannons, going to make sure he's got enough units to deal with this. Another Immortal coming out now, and now with the second Colossus, it looks like he might have enough to deal with this. However, there are more swarm hosts, that's what they're called, coming out here. However, those Colossus do deal with them pretty well. Some drones now here at this third for TLO, which is fantastic. It recognises that this push isn't going to end the game, but what it is doing is slowing down Protoss third base, which is also important. However, what it is forcing Protoss to do is mass this super death ball of an army, which TLO needs a way to deal with this. He needs to deal with this. And a preemptive time warp going down there, which actually doesn't trap anything, but nice thought there by Monchi to make sure they can't get away so easily. The Observer is still alive, so he can still scout all of those swarm hosts, and he's backing off now. In the meantime, Zerg TLO taking another base in the top left, which is very nice. And these swarm hosts are burrowing just to let off their lava to slow down the Protoss forces. However, he may have slowed down too much here. Two of them do go down, and he doesn't realise that the Observer's with the army. He needs to just back out of there now, otherwise he's going to be losing too much here. So he just back off now. What forces does he actually have back at home? He has pretty much nothing. He's building some Mutalisks now. But will there be enough? There are only actually a few Stalkers out. If he can get enough Mutalisks up, he may be able to do some damage here. Try and expand for his fifth base down here. Actually going to be denied by these Protoss forces. I can't imagine TLO will be able to bring enough forces in time to save this. Especially with that many Stalkers now in there. I don't believe the Mutalisks are going to be enough. The Swarm hosts, the Swarmlings, whatever they're called, need to be focusing down the Stalkers. They all do die. And TLO is looking in a lot of trouble. He's up on supply until that round of warp-ins, but the supply isn't going to be effective against this army. The Swarm hosts are too few, the Mutalisks are too few, and there's no actual meat to this army. The Warp Prism here now obviously just going to be keeping up the warp-ins. The warp-in on the high ground, I believe, fantastic if he's going to harass the main base. At the same time, Mutalisks do go in, and a lot of the Mutalisks die. There's a lot of Stalkers here now. Do try and take out the Warp Prism, which is fantastic. However, that's not going to go. Oh, they might get it. They do get it. Stop the warp-ins. That's actually pretty huge. The Observer is over here. It's looking pretty rough here for TLO. He brought on the early aggression, which was great. I love to see that from the Zerg player, rather than just sitting back. However, it did put him behind in his usual drone count. He then went for the Nidus network play, which was, again, absolutely fantastic. However, it was scouted early on, and it looks like there's not much he can do here. He's now plummeting supply. A lot of the drones going down. There's not much he can really do. The Mutalisks are going in to try and do some counterattack of their own. But there are some Stalkers here to defend, and I don't think it's quite enough here from TLO. Protoss is just moving through his natural now, going to be moving up. And that's where the infestation pit was. I knew it was there somewhere. Ah, man, only if I had spotted that sooner. Of course you can't get swarm hosts on their own. Silly me. Spinecrawler are going to try and take out a Colossus now, which is pretty cool. You go, Spinecrawlers. Actually, they might get it. And yeah, it went down. That makes me happy. Go Spinecrawlers. And TLO GG's out of the game. So an excellent second game there from these guys. Of course, this is a best of 5. If you haven't seen game 1, go check that out. This is game 2, and stay tuned for more games.